How we doing today, folks? If you're watching this video, you know my last video got cut off. My storage ran out. I was trying to do it on my phone, of all places. Trying to record at about 9-10 minute mark. My phone is full. Apologize for that. So let me go ahead and start over for anybody that wants to hear the last part of the last video. This is just something that happened to me today. I'll just start over. Somebody knocked on my door. Guy looked like an older version of Pee Wee Herman about an hour ago. And he's here with his as a campaign manager for one of these local school board, somebody that's applying to become part of the Waco Independent School District School Board. And there's going to be elections here in May, special elections, small elections, city races, things like that. And so he's out pushing her message today, which is all good and well. I have no problem with that. He shows up and he's like, I want to encourage you to vote, this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, well, you ain't going to encourage me. I encourage everybody to vote. I am all with that, and I'm all for that. So the guy, I think we're going to get along originally. So we start talking. And he says, well, I want you to know she's a great candidate. And he starts trying to sell me on this lady I need to go vote for. And I said, okay, I'm listening. And he says she started out as a school teacher and a social worker, and has become a political activist, and now wants to run for city council meeting, or for leader of leader of school board council. And I says, okay, that's a pretty important job, is what I'm thinking. So I want to ask him a couple questions right off the bat. I said, so she's an activist. I said, what kind of activist is she? He says, it's really not for me to say. It's not really none of my business. He says, I can't speak for her. I said, I thought you were her campaign manager. He says, I am, basis, but you'll have to look at the brochure and see what all she's all about. I said, no, I want you to tell me what you know. He says, well, I can't really discuss her campaign. And so my red flags are going off, my antennas are up, and I'm listening. I'm shaking my head already. I said, okay, here's a real question for you. I said, you can't answer my first couple of questions. I said, here's the next question. I said, how does she feel on critical race theory? He says, well, she promotes equity and equality for all school children. She has worked her whole career to try to bring equal rights to children. And I'm thinking, I thought kids had equal rights. I was pretty sure in school there was no inequality going on here in Waco. So I'm still scratching my head and kind of doing this number. I said, okay, how do you feel about critical race theory? And the guy says, well, we don't call it critical race theory. He says, we call it critical race. He said, it's not a theory. So I knew right then, I knew he was another wokester, trying to promote a wokester at my house. That's when I started to get a little aggravated. I said, man, here, take your pamphlet back. I said, I don't need this. I said, I'll be voting, but I definitely will be voting against this lady here. He said, what's your problem? He said, I don't understand. I said, well, you can't answer me straight about critical race theory. You can't even call it by the right name. He says, well, it's not a big issue. I said, for who? He said, well, they only teach that as an option in colleges. I said, buddy, I said, I could show you an article right now that proves you wrong. I said, I can actually probably show you a dozen articles right now that could prove you wrong. I said, see here, I'm a podcaster. I keep up with the news. I pay attention to this crap. I see what's going on to our country. I said, I see these people, these weirdos trying to push the stuff. I said, and if you can't call it critical race theory, what it is, and you're saying it's only at the college level, and that's your statement to me, you're either lying or you're denying. And I said, now you just need to leave. I said, I would not vote for this woman. I said, and don't come back to my house. I said, I'm not trying to be ugly to you, but don't come here. I said, don't be coming here looking for that kind of response, looking for some kind of vote from people like me. I said, we're tired of this crap. We do not want. He says, if I had my way, this is his statement as he leaves. He says, if I had my way, he says, we would have social workers and teachers running this country. That's what he said to me. I just kind of shook my head and shut the door, walked away. Had to leave it at that. True story, just happened an hour or so ago. This guy's wackadoodle nuts. He's a Pee Wee Herman looking wokester trying to promote somebody that's probably trying to promote that CRT and stuff. I didn't get to ask him about the transgender questions I had. He scurried off like a little scared rat by the time I got done drilling him with a few good questions that he didn't seem to want to deal with properly. Don't come to my house with that crap. That's my message for everybody. that thinks that that stuff's acceptable. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be a part of it. I will report on it, just expose it. Let truth be known, that stuff is evil. We do not need to diversify our children by making them gender confused or racially uh, unequal or equity or equality. That's what he said. He said she believes in equity and equality. I knew right there. That's all I really got to say about that, folks. This is just a continuation of my last video. I got cut off right about the 9-minute mark, so apologize. I'm just going to call this part 2. Like, subscribe, and share to Vote of Patriots. Over and out.